Hi guys. So today I'm going to review Season 2, Episode 19 of Once Upon a Time called Lacey. Now, I'm sorry it's late, but I've had a lot going on, so I was doing it as soon as I could. And I know I had said Tuesday and everything, but whatever. I'm not going to say any more dates anymore. Okay? So, before I get started on my review, if you haven't seen the episode, you know the drill. Click to another video, whatever. So, I'll wait. Okay, so I'm assuming everybody who's still watching this video has seen the episode. I liked how it opened with a dream. I thought it was kind of neat, and I'm glad it was only a dream. That it wasn't real, because I wouldn't have liked that. I love how much fun, you can see how much fun Henry and Neil are having as father and son when they're pretending to sword fight with wooden swords. When Rumple's talking to Regina, I love how you can tell that he didn't really know that Henry was his grandson when he found him for Regina. Another aspect I loved of this episode was there was lots and lots and lots and lots of Rumble. Oh my god, I loved it. Not as good as Skin Deep, but pretty darn close. Anyways, because of that, I love how they show a little more of when Belle first arrives at Rumple's castle, at the Dark Castle. When we're back in Storybrooke and Regina makes the matchbook materialize, I'm pretty sure that Regina was giving Belle false memories just to ruin Gold, or just because she could. Either way, I think, or she could have been doing both, really. But because of that, I hope Belle gets her real memories back soon. Now, when we see Tamara and Greg together, I couldn't help but wonder, does Tamara hate magic because of Owen or Greg, whichever you want to call him? And I was also wondering, does she love Greg more than Neil? Or does she even love Neil at all? I don't think so. When we see Mary, Margaret, and David take Emma to the bean field and you see Anton and everything, I couldn't help thinking that it just went through my mind that they probably won't get to go home. And I think that's because basically if they would get to go home, there wouldn't be much of a story anymore. I think maybe, they might do another thing, kind of like what they did with Emma and Mary Margaret at the beginning of the season, where only a couple people get to go home. But see, so far everybody hasn't gotten to go back, just a couple people. Anyways, back in Storybrooke, when we see Lacey for the first time, I could tell that, to me, she seems like she's totally different from Belle. And I'm saying that, Belle's sweet and kind and everything. Lacey's, to quote the Lana Priya in Paley Fest, she's Lacey Racy. Now, when in the fairy tale land I thought it was really neat that they brought Robin Hood in. He's a really cool character. He's one of my favorite characters. Not from Once Upon a Time, but just in general. Now, when we're seeing Regina in this episode, I couldn't help thinking a lot that even though Regina isn't the best person, after the beginning of this season, I think there's a potential that she could be good again. But as I kind of said the same thing about them getting to go home, I don't think it will happen because there wouldn't really be a TV show if she was completely good again. Now, when we see Rumple at Granny's Cafe talking to David, I, I kind of got a little bit of giggles because I thought it was funny how Rumple's asking David for romantic advice. Now back in Fairy Tale Land, I just thought, to me, I could see how twisted Rumple's view of people and magic is. In that, I mean, how he thinks that everybody who wants magic wants it for evil reasons, and that it was just so twisted, his view about it. Okay, back in the present day storybook, when Lacey and Rumple are going on the first date. I love Granny's comment about how Lacey's dressed, and how she says, basically, she asks her, she got the dress out of Ruby's closet, so I thought that was kind of funny. Now, back in Fairy Tale Land I love how when they're going to find Robin Hood, I love how you can see, how Belle can see through Rumple's act and see that he's not as dark as he tries to make everyone believe. And I think this was probably when he doesn't kill Robin Hood. I think that was probably the first time since before he became the Dark One that he didn't get revenge on someone who's tried to take his magic, or you know what I mean. And I think it had a lot to do with Belle persuading him not to kill Robin Hood. But I think for some reason, as soon as when we saw Marion, and he didn't kill Robin Hood, I was like, I bet it had to do with Mila and with Balefire, or Neil, whichever you want to call him. And that's why he didn't kill Robin Hood. And I love how afterward, the writers of the story, whoever it was, I don't remember the name, I love that they made another reference to the Disney version of Beauty and the Beast with the whole library thing. And I mean, I love how Rumble's like, I better not see one speck of dust, and that kind of stuff. And you know he's just giving it to Belle because he may not realize he loves her, but he's already starting to love her. How she's changing him, even if he wouldn't admit it, and even though he does later what he does, you know. Now back in Storybrooke, I love I don't know why, I just love that little moment when you see Neil carrying in Henry. I think it's mainly because it reminds me of when I was a child and my dad would carry me like that. Anyways, now when we see Tamara bringing in the trailer, I bet that's Robin Hood that's in the trailer. So, of course, I was a little surprised when it was Hook. So, and because of that, it also made me think, okay, when are we going to see Robin Hood again? Because if you are like me and you know the story, you know Once Upon a Time well enough, they're not going to introduce a character once and say, okay, never, goodbye again. I mean, it just seems like they always are introducing, they continually show characters, and especially with Rumple almost killing Robin Hood and torturing him, I don't think Robin Hood would just leave that alone. Okay, so that's it of this review. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment below, check out the rest of my videos, and don't forget to click like, okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye.